When I tell people that I don't want to have kids, there are three common types of responses that I get. The first one is, you're going to change your mind. And I don't know how many more years I have to tolerate that because I'm 31. Okay. And number two is, you're selfish, you're the worst person ever. And number three is, I don't understand. What do you mean you don't want to have kids? Why? That is exactly what this video is about. The 6 reasons why I don't want to have kids. Buckle up. Let's go. Now, reason number one is a loss of personal identity. When you have kids, no matter how much of a strong identity you have, you will kind of lose a part of yourself and become mother. When I look at my expectations of my own mum, as selfish as it may sound, I expect her to always be there for me. I expect if I call that she's going to answer. If I need her in some way, she's going to support me in that way. I don't want someone to need me in the way that I need my mum. I don't want to lose my sense of being an individual, being Deanne, and now I'm just insert child's names, mum. Number two is overpopulation and sustainability, right? There are 83 million, okay, 83 million more people being born into this earth every single year. The way that we're reproducing and the rate in which we're reproducing is just not sustainable, period. For me, deciding to not have a child is my way of protecting the planet. At some point, the way that we're acting, there will be no planet to live on. Like, we are destroying this planet, and I just don't feel good about bringing a child into the current state of the world. Number three is time and location freedom. Like, right now I'm in Italy. There's been times where, like, I've woken up one morning and just been like, I want to go to Amsterdam, and then just went that very day. And that is the kind of life that I want for myself, but also for me and my future husband or future partner to have. I feel like when you have a child, you become very restricted. You can disagree with this, but children do need a certain level of stability. And so, like, they need routine. It's a huge time commitment, essentially. Having a child is a huge time commitment that I do not want to make. Number four, it doesn't look fun. Okay, no offense, but being a parent does not look like fun to me. Okay, when I see parents, they look exhausted. First, you've got a baby screaming and pooping and needing food and everything and not sleeping. Then you've got a toddler who's like, no, and just like having tantrums and everything. Next thing you know, you've got a teenager. Imagine being responsible for a teenager. Like, I cannot even imagine. Doesn't seem fun, period. Number five, something that's really important to me is slow living. I like to wake up in the morning, okay, take things nice and slow. I do my morning pages. I'll have a coffee, just relax, go outside, go for a walk. Like, I like a very slow and easy and relaxed pace. And with a child, you just cannot have that kind of like relaxed and peaceful lifestyle that I really need. I really like to have a lot of quiet. Something that's so important to me is sleep. I cannot function if I've not had enough sleep. I'm really not a very nice person to be around. I can't imagine being that sleep deprived. Like, that's no thank you. I really value minimalism, and I need a clutter-free space. I need to be able to look around. I don't want to see like things on the surfaces. I don't want to see things on the floor. Matt Devella, I think that's how you say his name. I don't know, this guy, right? He made a video about minimalism after having a child, and even he, who makes content as a minimalist, talks about his struggles. He made a whole spreadsheet about all of the things that were pretty much like required purchases, and it was a ton. I just can't imagine like having that much stuff in my space. Number six is, I just don't want to. I shouldn't have to explain myself. Imagine if I came along and said, like, I'm going to start a business or something, and people be like, why? Like, why would you want to do that? I don't understand. Like, that just feels so disrespectful. I'm allowed to have a different point of view to you without being put into your line of questioning. Okay, like, what is this now? Like, I didn't know that this was a police interrogation. Okay, I thought we were just meeting for a coffee. Okay, now I'm being interrogated. If I say I've decided I don't want to have a child and I'm child free, suddenly it's like, oh, what do you mean? Oh my God. Like, and there's so much hate. It's just a life decision at the end of the day. I really don't understand why it's so controversial. Speaking of controversial, we're now going to dive into the most common hate comments. There are 8 of them. Number 1, you're selfish. And once I was getting a haircut, and the hairdresser, somehow the conversation about kids came up, and I just said, actually, I don't think I want to have kids. She called me selfish. Like, imagine you're getting a haircut and your hairdresser's like, you're selfish. Selfish implies that someone is going to suffer as a result of me doing something for myself. Who is going to suffer? Please explain it to me. Like, my unborn children cannot suffer. Okay, my parents are not going to suffer, and I feel like if you have a child, that does not automatically entitle you to getting a grandchild. But also, anyway, I have a sister who's 100% set on wanting to have kids. So they're going to get a grandchild anyway. So that's all fine. I'm not being selfish to anybody. I'm certainly not being selfish to society, because, as I talked about before, we're massively overpopulated. Number 2 hate comment. There are people who would kill to have kids. Yes, I know. I understand that. Absolutely. Right. I totally get the infertility and everything. Maybe, they can't conceive for whatever reason. I absolutely get that. However, and I mean this in the nicest possible way when I say that has nothing to do with me. Okay. Let's say if I had a child, I was not going to give it away to an infertile couple, right? Like, I was not going to give it to them, right? So, how is me, like, not having a child, how is that even relevant to the fact that infertility exists? Like, make it make sense, please, now. Right. 3, why are you rubbing it in my face? There is more content and more just like stuff out there about parenting and having kids and all that kind of stuff, way more than there is about child free people. Go onto YouTube, you will see literally millions of videos of like my morning routine with my kids. Child free content is like a drop in the ocean in comparison to the amount of like parenting and kids content that there is out there, right? So if anything, children are being rubbed in my face. Maybe I shouldn't word it like that. Parenting and having kids is being rubbed in my face. Okay. If you walk down the street, you're not going to see someone campaigning about being child free. Okay. It's not being rubbed in your face at all. Right. Relax. If you have a 9 to 5 job, you wouldn't say that entrepreneurship is being rubbed in your face, right? But there is like a ton of that content out there. Are you really commenting on entrepreneurship videos saying that being an entrepreneur is being rubbed in your face? No, just because someone has made a different choice to you and you're now watching people who've made different choices to you, they are not rubbing their decision in your face. They're literally just talking about it. Four, this is a super common one. You're going to regret this. I would rather regret not having kids than regret having them, because once you've had them, there's no like turning back. For me, having a child is the biggest decision that you can make in life. You want to be really, really sure. And if you're not 100% sure, the best thing that you can do is not have them. So I'm pretty happy with the fact that I might regret it. But honestly, I'm pretty sure that I won't. Like, based on all the reasons I've just said, it really doesn't, align with my values. It doesn't align with my lifestyle and how I like to live my life. Next, who will take care of you when you're old? Me, bitch. I will. I will take care of me. Like, what do you mean? Like, this to me is absolutely absurd and preposterous, okay? Because your children are not there to be your full time unpaid carers, okay? Why would you want to be a burden on your kids? I can hire help. I will go to a care home. I would never put that burden on my child. Like, what the fuck? You must hate kids or you must hate mothers. No. Like, what kind of assumption is that? Right? This is just is so ridiculous now, like these points. If I become a vegan, that doesn't mean that I now automatically hate meat eaters. Like, just because you're on one side of the coin, that doesn't mean you automatically are a hater of the other side of the coin. First of all, I love kids, okay? I love like the young like cousins and everything, like in my family and everything, and like my friends that have kids. I love them. I will babysit and all that stuff, and I will have a wonderful time. And then I'll be like, you can have them back now. Thank you so much. Have a huge amount of respect for mothers, right? Absolutely. Right. I have friends that have kids, I have nothing against mums whatsoever. However, I was out for dinner recently. We were having this discussion. She was saying that she has a friend who's a single mum and that she's like a superhero. And I was like, yes, that's all wonderful. Mums are superheroes. I don't want to be a superhero though. Like, that sounds exhausting. I have so much respect for all the superhero mums out there. I don't want to be a superhero. Okay. I don't. I just want a peaceful life. 7, you will never know true joy or you will never know true love if you don't have a child. Okay, right. I'm just trying to summon the strength to respond to this. Everybody has different values and different things that they derive joy from, right? And for me, if I imagine like a newborn baby in my arms looking up at me, expecting the whole world from me and literally needing me to survive, for me, as much as this might make me sound a bit crazy or whatever, I find that repulsive. I do. I find that repulsive. I don't. That just feels like too much. I don't imagine myself deriving joy from that level of responsibility. And yes, I know that I would love them. It would probably feel, like a unique bond that you can't get in any other way. Yes, absolutely. But I do not derive joy from that concept. Let me show you where I am right now. Okay, look at this. I'm in this beautiful remote village in Italy. Okay, this is so beautiful. Okay, the people here are so lovely, food's really good and stuff, and it's just so peaceful, so relaxing, so just like soul fulfilling for me. And this is where I get my joy from. To say that I will never know true love or I will never know true joy if I don't have a child, that is to say that having a child is the only deep joy and deep love in this world, which is not true. And 8 is, well, nobody wants to have kids with you anyway. And first of all, you're a hater. And secondly, that's just not true. Okay. I wish it was true because I would have a much easier time dating. A lot of men do want to have kids when that's something they really desire. And that's something that I just cannot give them. I really don't understand why, when I'm very clear about the fact that I don't want to have kids, men seem to think that that's an opportunity to change my mind. And I will have like on my profile on dating apps, like children don't want cross, right? On the first date or like even in the first conversation, I'll be like, I just want to be clear that I really like, I don't want to have kids. I don't desire that. And then they will continue to date me, but then talk about how much they want to have kids. And that's exactly what happened with the last guy that I dated. And so ultimately I had to end it. However, caveat, okay, I would like to just take this moment to make a public apology to some of the people that I've previously dated, because in the past, I feel like I've cared more about the person that I was with than respecting and adhering to my own values. And I was like, I love this person so much. I want to be with them so much that I was willing to potentially sacrifice my own values. And I was like, maybe I could have a kid, maybe this can work. And so I would then stay in relationships with people because I love them. I'm human. And essentially, what that meant is that I was leading them on. And I'm not proud of that. And I'm sorry. I've definitely learned my lesson and I am like very, very firm on it now. All right, that was a heavy one, heavy topic. That is the end of this video. If you want to live an unconventional life, okay, if you want to break social norms and not follow the traditional path, and walk the path less trodden, whatever the saying is, right? Subscribe because you'll love it over here. Please be nice in the comments. Okay, let's not fight. We're all allowed to have our own views. Okay, ciao.